of imagination.
So whenever I watch a YouTube video and there's some jamoke making a project, you know, something like this, I'm always curious about how much did it cost? How much did they spend on this? And I can say that it's an investment for fun, and I've had a lot of fun doing this. I'm getting pretty close. So I thought I would, you know, open it up. I'm happy to share. I actually kept a spreadsheet very, very early on where literally every cent that I spent, I documented. As the process went on, I couldn't be bothered. You know, it was like $5 here, $10 here. I'd run to Home Depot or order some clips from Amazon. So I'm sort of, you know, guessing the last month or so of purchases. But I'll link to the spreadsheet. I'm happy to share that. You can check it out, and you can see how much it costs. I like the word cost. You can see prices that I paid. As I said, it's an investment for fun. If you're looking to use this to convince somebody to buy it, I probably wouldn't show them the video because it does seem expensive. You're buying bits and pieces, and it adds up really, really quickly. A couple of things to keep in mind. Actually, probably just one thing. I'm really frugal. You know, I just am. I just am. So when I was shopping for things, I was shopping around. You know, I bought a lot of parts from AliExpress in China. It took a long time to come, but I didn't need them at the time. But now when I need stuff, I need to get it from Amazon, or I need to go to Home Depot. So, you know, I didn't go high end, even though it looks pretty high end. I kind of call it a sort of a mid to upper spend. People can spend a shit ton more, and there's a lot of really cool budget ones. So I was sort of mid-range, upper mid-range. So here, I'll quit yapping and you can take a look. I'll link to the spreadsheet, and I'm going to go through it really quickly. I'll probably put a still photo and just talk about the actual prices for different things. I'll sort of group things together. This is the computer. You know, I kept different tabs. At the end of the tab, I have a very good friend of mine. His name is Howard. He was like my electrical consultant, and I've consulted with him throughout. So, you know, we would sort of exchange ideas. I proposed parts, put in some budgets, how much I actually paid, the product I actually got. So there's a section for monitors, section for the cabinet, sort of the boards, the audio. It's pretty comprehensive. My wish list, and then things like that. So there's some additional tabs. Wires and toys. You know, I kept different sections for wires and crap. Toys, things like the shaker, LED strips and things like that. There's also milestones. I actually started to journal the process. I actually started March 1st, 2021, just with my thoughts of the process, you know, how I was feeling. So it really is a journal diary. You get a peek into what's going on, what I was doing, but I sort of gave that up. In May, actually the LED strips arrived on May 3rd. So I was writing things. So you're welcome to it, but let's just do a quick recap of how much I invested for my fun and everyone else's fun who's going to be playing it. Okay, I'm going to go through. I have rounded up. If you really want to see dollars and cents, you can check out the spreadsheet, but this is a good place, and I'm just going to put little bubbles here of how much I have invested in my virtual pinball project. The PC, the computer, was a Dell pre-built computer, $900 for that. The monitors, so that was the main playing field, the back box. Actually, the LCD screen was actually ripped off a old laptop computer, which I didn't need. So about $400 for those three. The flat pack, which is the wooden cabinet for the back box, and the back box, $400. The builder's kit, which was an amazing purchase from VirtualPin. Same company did the flat pack, which include the legs. What am I looking at? I'm looking over there. The lock bar, the side rails, a bunch of hardware, bolts, brackets. Really, really highly recommend that. For the audio, we've got the speakers and the subs, $250. The glass was about $100. The decals, which are the stickers for everything, was like $175. The boards, different computer boards, the rotary board, the LED board, and the actual Pinscape light, about $200 all up. And the other big one was actually the parts. Things like wires and bolts and constantly needing stuff. $650. That was scary because that really just ran away with me because I just needed stuff, and I was always buying stuff. And then $250 for toys, shaker motor, LED strips, things like that. So if you kind of rounded it up, it's really, really close to $4,000. So I'm going to say it was $4,000, you know, give or take. There were some trips to Home Depot and purchase that I didn't log. I'm guesstimating, but I think 4,000 is a pretty solid number of how much I sort of invested in this project. So $4,000 into this, but there's actually two things that I just want to touch on very, very quickly. The first is I had a lot of tools already, and tools are obviously pretty expensive. I did to buy some along the way. You know, I'd go to Harbor Freight, which is a pretty cheap place for tools. But I had a lot of tools on hand, a lot of electrical sort of gadgety things. So if you need to buy those, that would run up quite quickly. Wires and bits and pieces, you know, bolts, you know, there was stuff that I had just lying around that I was able to use. I also went shopping at Goodwill. You know, there was things that I can't remember specifically, but there was a couple of trips to Goodwill where I just needed things pretty cheaply. So I was pretty resourceful, which is another key thing. Things like the speakers, like the bass shakers, I had like a little home theater thing set up, and they were sort of attached to the couch, so I repurposed those. There's sort of bits and pieces, some of the connectors, the power kits that I'd used for previous projects. The other thing is the $4,000. You know, that to me is a bit of a sticker shock. I couldn't write a check today for $4,000, but I've been spending it over the last 9-10 months. I've also used a lot of gift cards, you know, birthday money, gift cards, points back. The Dell computer, I got a cash back thing, and I used it to buy more speaker just stuff. So you know, I became very resourceful in terms of paying for this. Just to, you know, it can be done. So if you're looking to do it, yeah, you can totally do it. You know, buying pieces, bits and pieces along the way, it's definitely the way to do it. Going with the flat pack and the builder's kit is obviously the way to do it as well. But I've loved every minute. I'm coming up to the home stretch. But hopefully this has been informative, and good luck if you're going to take this on. It's incredible. Cheers.